guys, welcome back to my channel, She Does Crypto. Today I'm going to show you how to use TradingView to track your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency, and also to set alerts so you know when your cryptocurrency is at the right time for you to buy it. So I've come over to tradingview.com, and it's a free website you can use. And on there are lots of different charts looking at the price action of lots of cryptocurrencies and other things like stocks and shares. So for the sake of today, we're just going to look at Bitcoin. So I have come up to the search function here and put in BTC, which is the Bitcoin ticker, USDT. So this is comparing Bitcoin against USDT, which is the tether coin, which is pegged to the dollar. So this is what we really want to look at when we're looking at price action for Bitcoin. So at the moment, I've got it up here. You can see on the 1 hourly time frame. Each of these red or green candles, as they're called, represents a period of time. So each, at the moment, because we've got it on the hourly, each of these is an hour worth of change in price. Okay, so you can track how much it's been going up or down. As you can see, some of the candles are bigger, and that means it's gone more. The green ones are up in price and the red ones are when the price comes down. So in this hour, for example, Bitcoin has come from this, if you hover here, this price of 113,454 up to 116,490. So that is a huge increase. So you can see how much Bitcoin has changed per hour. And also let's look at this little red one. So, well, it's quite a big red one actually. So in this hour time frame, Bitcoin went down from 117,845, go down to the bottom, to 116,864. And these changes are fairly normal. Bitcoin goes up and down all the time. And some people like to track Bitcoin by the hour, but a lot of people use this time frame, the 4 hourly. So each of these little marks is a 4 hour time frame, and this is what's happened recently. If you can see here, Bitcoin has gone up dramatically over the past few days, and that's obviously they're reflected in this steep increase on the graph. I'm also going to just change this now to a day, so you can see how Bitcoin has changed over time every day. Just make this a little bit bigger. So down here you've got 2025, beginning of 2025. It was doing fairly well at this point, and then there was a massive dip for various reasons. There was tariffs, there was the Iran war crisis, but more recently it started to go back up again. I'm just going to enlarge this so you can see it a little bit more. And what I've done here is I have drawn a line myself on the chart, and what I've been looking at is a time or a sort of a part of the chart that I'm interested in. And the reason I'm interested in this is that it's more recent. So this was in May and June and July. And I was looking at each a day where Bitcoin had sort of stopped falling. So, for example, it had gone up a little bit and had come down, but hadn't then gone down any further. And it went up a bit, come down, but hadn't gone past this line. So this line is called a support line, and it's where there's support for the price. So as soon as it goes down to that level, it's brought up again as support for that price being a good price to buy Bitcoin. So I put my alert here to know if it goes below that, then it might be that things are changing a little bit in terms of the Bitcoin price action, but also it might tell me that it might be a good time to keep an eye on it to see how low it goes, to maybe possibly buy in at that point if you wanted to buy lower. You can also see at the top here, there is another sort of pattern that's forming, which is where the price tends to stop. So this is where it stops falling, but for a while, this sort of rough area here was where Bitcoin stopped being bought. That was sort of, it couldn't get past that. So this line here is something we call is called the resistance. So Bitcoin tried to get past this point, which was 111, and then it came down again, came up here, came down again. And so people would look at this line as an important line to know, because if it breaks through, then it's telling us that there's a big change happened, that Bitcoin has gone through the resistance level. And this is what's happened over the past few days. It's gone through that resistance level, which means that it's likely there's a big shift in what is likely to happen with Bitcoin in the future. So what's happened recently, as you can see, is that Bitcoin went right through this resistance level and is now in something called price discovery, which is we don't know where it's going to stop because it hasn't been this high before. This is the all-time high where it is at the moment, 121 as I'm recording. Now, this line that I've drawn, what we can do, which is a really helpful function, is if you click on it, if you come over here, this little sign here, you can click and add an alert. So I'm going to put an alert on once per minute, and this is now set. Can you see this little alarm clock here? That's that alert is set. So when it goes over that line, when it breaks through the resistance, I'll get notified automatically. So I'll get a notification on my laptop if it's on, or a notification on my phone if you've downloaded the TradingView app. And that's really handy to know, because lots of people would wait for that break of resistance to see if, to know when that price is changing and to know when that big shift is going to be, because Bitcoin tends to be the sort of the start of change in one direction or another. So if Bitcoin goes up, other cryptocurrencies tend to follow it a little bit later. And the same is true if it goes down. If it goes down past the support line, if it falls down significantly, then other cryptocurrencies, because it's suggesting so it's important to know when Bitcoin is going through the resistance line or going past it, because that tells us there's a big shift happening in the Bitcoin price. We need to keep a close eye on it. So if you want to set up your own alerts to sort of keep track of Bitcoin's price, then this is how you can do it. You'd look for patterns of where the support is and draw a line, which you do over here on this little symbol. And then you'd also look for patterns of where the resistance is or where the price action has stopped, and then put alerts on, like I've just showed you how to do. So if you put your alerts on, you'll get notified when the price changes, which might tell you, for example, if it's going down, you might then want to think about buying if that's what you wanted to do buy low. If it's going up, you might then be notified, you'll be notified, and then you might want to pay more attention to the crypto market, because it's likely that other cryptocurrencies might increase because of this change. So hopefully that's helpful for you in terms of knowing how you can use TradingView to monitor prices and price changes. And in my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to set. So hopefully that's been helpful for you to see how you need to look at your lines of support and lines of resistance. So hopefully that's been helpful to you to see how to set support lines and resistance lines, and to know why those are important. And at the moment, as you can see, we're in a really, and also you've learned how to put notifications on those lines so you can get notified when the price action changes, either up or down, because it might indicate to you that you might want to either buy or possibly sell, or certainly keep a closer eye on the market. So hopefully that's been helpful to you. If you found this helpful and you want more content that's like this, then hit subscribe, leave a comment down below and let me know what else you might like to know about TradingView or other websites.